G'day, it's Riley from Lenco Australia. In this video, I'll be breaking down the full process of how to machine this wheel from start to finish. It is already prepped, masked up, ready to go, so let's just crack on with it. Firstly, we've got to start by finding the correct hub ring for the wheel. Make sure it fits in there, mount it to the machine, and now we're ready to start mounting the wheel up. Now the next step is we've got to mount the wheel to the machine. So once we've got the ring on there, we now just got to line up two of the stud holes, there and there, two that match up with that. Grab two bolts. You want to get them all started, wind them in. Just wind them up. Cool. All sorted. Now to start the digitizing process of the wheel, you want to come over to your computer, press digitize wheel, press reset, now press start, and it will come up with you to put a file name. You just put in your client information and the date, just so you have a record of what wheel it is. After you put in the file name, it's going to ask you to jog it to the start point. What that means is it wants the probe to be positioned at the start of where you want to machine it. So you want to load it up, lock it, and then you want to move this to the start point of where you want to machine it. It's all loaded up and locked in. We got to use the toggle to move the probe back to the start point. You just wind it back. You then want to get it as close to the wheel but not actually touching the wheel. You just want to wind it in. Alright, so now that is exactly where you want it. You want to come over to the machine, press OK. It's then going to go in, touch the wheel. It's then going to go back, and then it'll ask you to move it to the end point, which it has done now. So then you just want to move it to where you want to finish machining. So you want to move it out. Alright, so now the probe is at the end point, exactly where you want it. You want to come over again to your machine, press OK. Now the machine is going to then go in, press it, and it'll move by itself. So it's going to automatically come back and then probe the entire wheel. And you basically just want to make sure it doesn't, go off into any of the spokes or do anything crazy. And yeah, you can just adjust it in the middle of its probe by hand. Yeah. Now select the Edit Smoother button on the screen and make the minor adjustments as seen here. The next step is to MPG track the wheel. So what we want to do is we want to press MPG track on the computer. It's then going to ask us to put the tool to its start point. So the start point is where we started the probe. So you just want to move this back and you want to put it exactly where you had it originally. Move it in. And the trick is to get it as close as you can without actually touching the wheel. So as you can see, it's very close, but it's not actually touching the wheel. Then we want to come over here, press OK. It's then going to say the machine is about to move. All good. Now it's going to do that, and then we want to run the MPG track through. So you just want to reverse, spin it, keep an eye on it, make sure it's not touching the wheel. Every time it does touch the wheel, you just want to toggle it back 1 or 2 clicks, and then it'll be all good to go. So yeah, just want to run it through. Make sure it's all good all the way through, which it is. Perfect. So now the MPG tracking is done, what you want to do is you want to come up here and press apply, and then we're ready to start cutting the wheels. So you want to press start. A lot of workshops are different. Some people cut it in 2s, 5s, 6s, anything. We usually cut it either a 4 or a 6. So because it's the first cut, what we're going to do is we're going to cut it by 6 just to get the ball rolling. And you want to make sure you're cutting it on 500 RPM, and you want the starting feed and override feed to be at 10%. This gives you the safest and most efficient way of cutting the wheel that we've experienced here in this shop. All right, so now that the first cut is done, you just want to assess the wheel, make sure it's not doing anything crazy and there's no unnecessary damage or anything done, but it all looks pretty smooth, so we're just going to keep running it how it is. So it's just the same process, rinse and repeat. You just want to keep cutting it until all the damage is taken out. Every 2 or 3 cuts, you just want to check the wheel, assess it, make sure it's all going all smoothly and nothing crazy is happening or anything like that. So yeah, just the waiting game at this point. Now that we've finished the final cut, all the damage is taken out, we want to get it off, get it ready for painting. So you want to remove the cutting tool, you want to unscrew it, put it on the bench, clean it off. All right, so now we just want to blow it off, get all the swarf out of there, clean it up a little bit, just get rid of all the dirt and all the stuff in the corner. But it should be pretty clean because it was clean before it went on the machine. And then yeah, just all good to go, ready to be painted. Thank you very much.